Okay guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Last time we defeated the Midgar Zalem and we got the beta enemy skill. And now we're going to tackle the Mithril Mines, we're going to learn some limit breaks, we're going to go to Fort Condor, and we're even going to get a new party member. I should be able to do it all in this episode, we'll see. There's going to be a lot of off-screening this episode, but it's okay. So I just want to show you real quick some changes I made to my party. You can see that I'm still using Cloud, Aeris, and Red 13. So just going over the materia real quick. Cloud has Earth on his weapon. He also has Poison, because I don't care about the loss of HP or Strength, because he's still pretty strong. And he has Steel to help keep leveling up Steel. And of course Restore All, which will probably be on his armor for maybe even the rest of the game. We'll see. Aeris has Chocomog Elemental on her weapon. She has the enemy skill materia. She has the sense materia. She has the Chocobo lure materia. Because the higher level of Chocobo lure, the easier it is to get the good and great Chocobos that we're going to want to breed later in the game. And she also has Restore All. And Red 13 has Earth All. He has Heal junctioned with Sense. Having a Sense materia leveled up, yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. It doesn't take away from his stats, and he has the cover materia because he's still working on his limit breaks. So you see here, he does have heal, which does take away from strength and HP. I'm okay with it. I do just want at least one heal materia that I can throw on if need be. So that'll be that for now. And if you look at the limits of my characters, Cloud has both of his level 1s. Aeris has both of her level 1s. And Red 13 only has his first level 1. So we have Fury on him, because what Fury does is it increases the amount of physical damage you take, but it does help build up your limit bar more. So hopefully we'll get a couple limit breaks out of Red 13, and he can learn his level 1.2. And then we're going to start the process of learning everyone's level 2.1 limit break, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So that's enough of the intro stuff, and now let's tackle the Mithril Mines. And this screen was impressive to me as a kid, but ever since I learned how to get beta for myself, I mean, there's lightning in the background, and he did kind of just impale a Zalem with a tree he broke. That's still pretty badass. But, you know, it's kind of lost a little bit, considering we just, you know, took care of the Zalem ourselves and got his enemy skill. So let's just run on. And for some reason, I have no idea why the game does this. Yep, it kicks us out here. Okay, so now we can enter the Mithril Mines. And all you have to do is go around the bottom curve there and you can exit. But before we do that, let's go over here. And let's climb up. I think it's this branch, or maybe it's this branch. If you hit select on the PlayStation version, it'll show you which vines you can climb up. I don't care enough to figure out what it is for the Steam version. And there we go. We got a long-range materia. And what we can do now is equip Aeris. Oh, how about materia? Okay. So we're going to take Chocobo Lure off her and put long range on her. And now we can also move her to the back row where she should be. And we'll put the Chocobo Lure on Red 13 because we want that to get the AP. So now what Aeris can do is from the back row she can hit any enemy. Some characters like Barret have long-range weapons. What the long-range materia does is it makes your weapon a long-range weapon when it's not. So we'll keep that on Aeris for now. We might give it to Cloud later in the game. Okay, and I want to show you this battle because there is a guy, you see him there in the back, that is an Arc Dragon. He has an enemy skill that we'll want to learn later in the game just for completion. If we learn it now, it's not the worst thing. It's called Flamethrower. So, if he somehow uses it on Aeris and we learn it, cool. No, he uses it on Cloud. Beta is still much more powerful than that enemy skill. So like I said, I'll learn it for completion later in the game, but I don't care right now. And now we're going to put Mantra Magic to use, and we'll be using that a lot in this episode. Yep, see right there. Took care of all enemies except for the Arc Dragon. I want to show you. Red 13 might be able to hit him. Let's see. Okay, so he only did 61 damage. Yeah, Aeris has her limit break. Never mind. Sometimes characters wouldn't be able to hit the Arc Dragon, but if they have the long-range materia, they would. So don't worry about that for now, because I still have to use Aeris' limit break. So, just get the items. Just gonna heal up my characters real quick. So that's the only time I'm going to show the Arc Dragon if I happen to acquire the Flamethrower. Okay, now like I was saying, as I acquire the if I happen to learn Flamethrower, I'll throw that back in the video, because the way I do my videos is I record everything and then I just cut out the parts that I don't want. So I will do that if it happens, and I should also explain the reason I'm having Aeris use Mantra Magic on everyone is that it's a way to get their level 2 limit breaks. So when you have a character's level 1.2 limit break, when you have both level 1 limit breaks, what that character has to do is they have to kill a certain number of enemies in order to get their level 2.1. Now there's a bunch of restrictions on things that don't count. I'm not going to go through those. You can easily find those online. However, killing everyone with Mantra Magic does. And one of the big things about this dungeon is everyone that you encounter, with a few exceptions, is a group of 4 or 5 characters. So a few uses of Mantra Magic, and your characters will get their level 1.2 or 2.1 limit breaks. And Aeris, according to my notes, has to kill 80 characters, 80 enemies, in order to get her next limit break. And just to show you there, the all leveled up. So let's take a quick peek at our Materia screen after we grab the tent here. It'd be really nice if I could get through talking about something without these wonderful fights. Okay, so we're going to go to Materia Cloud. I don't know if I actually showed this before, but you see the all Materia, it's now a level 2. Now, whether or not that really affects its efficacy, I don't know. You can definitely sell it for more money now. You can see things like the Restore Materia. When the Restore Materia goes up, we'll get Cure 2, eventually we'll get Regen and Cure 3. Same thing with Quake, get Quake 2, Quake 3, Bio 2, Bio 3, and with Steel, eventually we'll acquire Mug. The All Materia, I'm not sure if... I think as it gains levels, you might be able to use it more than once, so if I have Cure All attached to everyone, normally you can only use Cure All once, but I think once I level up All a few times, you can use it multiple times. So, we're just going to go through the mine, going to collect a couple more treasures. There's one enemy in particular I want to fight to get a weapon for Tifa, so I will, when I finally fight him, I will show you him. The rest of the boss fights... Okay, and this is him right here. And this is the guy that we want to attack. And well, actually, before we attack, let me take one of them out. Mad Douche or whatever. Yeah, level 4 Suicide would work. He only has 220 HP, so we're going to kill the one. So we only take damage from one. And then we're going to steal an item from the second. Now I'm going to play with fire here. I'm going to have Aeris hit him once, just to lower his HP a little bit. Okay, good. She didn't kill him. So, we'll have Cloud steal. Okay, couldn't steal anything. So I'm just going to edit out the rest of this battle while I just keep stealing over and over. Trying to acquire a weapon for Tifa. Okay, so I didn't acquire the Grand Glove, I wasn't stealing anything, and it was pissing me off. But I think I figured out the reason. You see how Cloud is level 16? Well, the creature I was fighting was also level 16, and it's harder to steal when you're the same level. Luckily, after this battle, Cloud is level 17. So now we shouldn't have any issue stealing, so I will, I'll filter out any other battles until I find him again. I think that's the only treasure around here, so I'm just going to keep running around this area until I encounter the Madoog, or whatever his name is again, and I will be back with that battle once I finally get the Grand Glove, just to show you. And there we are, got the Grand Glove. Only took two attempts this time. And I'm really glad it worked, because this guy's really annoying, pissing me off, because he can do a decent amount of damage to you. And if you're just sitting there trying to steal over and over and letting him hit you, yeah, it sucks. So we got the Grand Glove for Tifa. Okay. And I'm just going to heal up Cloud real quick. Yeah, I'll give everyone a little bit. Why not? So to continue on with the story, you're going to go over here. And we're going to encounter the Turks. That's rude, and up there is their newest member, Elena. Yeah, we know who you are. No, it's not. I already explained in one of my old Midgar episodes exactly what the Turks do. Kidnapping is your big thing. Blah, 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 blah. We don't care. Yep, apparently Rude's not that much of a badass, considering he can't even really talk right now. And then we got ourselves a fucking chatty Cathy right here, Elena. And she's going to be the one that's actually going to spill the beans as to what's going on. Yeah, she got promoted because I guess we hurt Reno real bad in that one fight we had with him in the Shinra headquarters. Oh, we're searching for Sephiroth too. And there's T-Sang, the one who's tried to kidnap Aeris time and time again. Don't call that dickbag, mister. Yeah, don't forget to file your report. That's important. And now Elena's gonna say who's heading toward Junon Harbor. So that's where we're supposed to go next in the game. Yeah, I'm really scared of Reno. Trust me, you guys are really, really scary. Dude, we got stuff to do today. Just fuck off and get out of here. Yep, considering you keep trying to kidnap her. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm running around to get into random battles so that I can build up everyone's level 2.1 limit break, including also getting Red 13's 1.2 before I move on. I had to re-record this because I have neighbors that love to just talk really loudly outside my window, and the blue snowball whatever is very sensitive. So you get in a fight with usually with very few exceptions, it'll be 4 or 5 characters, and what you want to do is you want to use enemy skill to kill them. Now, those guys that I stole the Grand Glove from, one Mantra Magic will not kill them, so I'm going to have Red 13 and Cloud hit them once each, and then I'll have Aeris use enemy skill, and hopefully that'll kill all 5. This gets a little annoying because for some reason the enemies in this area take forever to do their stupid animations for attack. Yeah, because Red 13 missed, because you can miss when you're furied. We'll kill 4, probably won't kill all 5. It's no big deal, because Aeris has her wonderful striking staff that I acquired back in Midgar. She'll take care of them. Yep, you're done. So we're just gonna have Aeris keep killing all the enemies, easiest way we can, until she acquires her level 2.1 limit break. And like I said, we'll keep using Red 13's level 1.1, and then when we get his 1.2, we'll start working on his as well. Now once Aeris finally has learned her level 2.1 limit break, what I will do then is I'll put the enemy skill probably on Cloud, because Cloud has the highest number. Aeris has about 80 enemies. Cloud has 120, and I think to learn his level 3.1, it's like 195. but we're only going to worry about level 2 for right now. And just to show you, you can encounter just 2 of these guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit them once with Aeris and with Cloud, just so they get a hit off. Hopefully Aeris doesn't kill the one. Oh, never mind, that was actually Red 13 that hit him. And... Red 13 finally hit someone when furied. So there we go, Aeris took care of 2 of them. And if I was doing this without recording it, I'd probably just keep a tally and count down the number of enemies that Aeris has killed. So, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to off-screen the rest of the battles, and I will I'll show you guys when I learn Red's 1.2 and everyone else's level 2.1. And there we go. Aeris learned Breath of the Earth. Red 13 still has not learned his level 1.2 limit break. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here. We're going to go limit. We're going to set Aeris's limit to Breath of the Earth. We're going to set it to level 1.2. Or level 2.1. God, I'm going to mess that up all game long. Now we're going to go to the Materia screen. We're going to remove the enemy skill from her. And we're going to give it to Cloud. Now we're going to work on Cloud's level 2.1 limit break. It shouldn't be too hard for Cloud, considering he's already killed a whole lot of enemies because he is one of our major fighters in the game. And if Red 13 could learn his level level 1.2 before Cloud gets his 1.2, that would be outstanding. In fact, well, I'll do it later. You can remove Aeris from your party once she's learned her limit break, and you can start throwing other people in there to get kills to start working on theirs. So, now we're going to work on Cloud's, and I'll see you guys once Red 13 has acquired his 1.2, and once Cloud has acquired his 2.1. Oh, and real quick, something I probably should have touched on, and I should have done, is who's ever using the enemy skill, you can put them in the back row. You can actually probably put all your characters in the back row just to cut down on the amount of damage they take, since you're just using the enemy skill to take care of the enemies. Red 13 you do want to keep in the front row while you're building up his level 1.2 limit breaks. Okay, and there we go. Red 13 finally learned Lunatic High. So, once Cloud works on his level 1.2, or once he... Man, I really should just re-record this. Once Cloud has learned his level 2.1 limit break, we'll give it to Red 13. And I could take the Fury off of him, but Aeris's limit break, Breath of Earth or Breath of Life, whatever it is, it'll remove the status effect. So that makes it kind of annoying when you're trying to get Aeris's level 2.2, because Fury is one of the best ways to build the limit bar, and then her limit actually takes care of it. So I'll see you guys once Cloud has learned his level 2.1. And there we go. You see how quickly Cloud got Blade Beam, because he's one of our main combatants. So we will set Cloud's limit bar to his second set of limit breaks. And let's see here. Materia, take the enemy skill off Cloud and give it to Red 13, who actually doesn't even need the cover right now, so we'll just put it there. And we will now work on Red 13's level 2.1. And according to my calculations, he has to kill 72 characters. So it's going to be a little bit, and I'll be back once I'm done with Red 13's level 2.1 limit break. And there we go, we actually learned Flamethrower. He actually used it on one of my characters. He used it all the time, but he never used it on the person with the enemy skill. And I'm building up Red 13's kills, and he used it. So there we go, we learned Flamethrower as well. And at the end of that fight, Red 13 has about... Just get out the old iPhone on here. Has about 42 more enemies to go. So like I said, I will join you guys next time when Red 13 has learned his level 2.1 enemy skill. And there we go, Red 13 learned Bloodfang, his level 2.1 limit break. So let's go set his limit. And set it to level 2. By my count, he had 5 more enemies to kill. But whatever, no big deal. And in case you haven't noticed, you see what I'm doing here is I have Aeris in the front row. And I have to put the hyper back on her. Her level 2.1 is so worthless that I'm keeping her in the front row to take damage. That way she can use her level 2.1 to get her level 2.2, which is much more effective than her stupid level 2.1. So now that we've got Red 13's level 2.1 limit break learned, what we're going to do is we're going to leave by climbing up the tree vine, leave the Mythril Mine, bring up the handy PHS, and I'm going to call it Tifa, because Tifa, after Cloud, has the most amount of enemies to kill in order to learn her next level 2.1 limit break. And we're going to put Tifa in the back. And then Materia, exchange with Red 13. Red 13, oh, before I do that though, let's see here. Equip Tifa with the Grand Glove, which you can see is much better. And we're going to, now we can exchange Materia. Okay. Okay. There. So now Tifa has the enemy skill, so now she will work on her level 1 point, or 2.1 limit breaks. And you see there, Tifa gained Water Kick. Water Kick is her level 2.1 limit break. And I do want to point out a couple things to you before I get Barrett's level 2.1 water break. First, put the hyper back on Aeris. For some reason, with Aeris in the front row only, they love hitting Cloud and whoever I'm leveling up. They don't want to hit Aeris in the front row, for some reason. So I wanted to point out that when your characters have their level 2 limit breaks, it takes much more for the limit bar to fill up. So that's something that you're going to want to keep in mind when you're doing this. At level 2, it takes more damage to fill that bar, and then level 3, it takes even more damage. So that's why I'm not leveling up to level 3. I might level up to Aeris' level 3.1, maybe, just because I like that limit break, but I haven't decided that yet. So real quickly, I want to switch Tifa, and goodbye limit. Yep. So now Tifa's on her level 2 limit breaks. And the other thing I wanted to point out, if you remember, we leveled up our all materia. So if I go here, you see how I'm on Cure, and it has added ability because there's a materia chain to it. So you see how it says all 2 times? That means that in battle you can use Cure All twice. So just taking a look at that materia, you see right here, so 2 stars, 2 AP stars, and all will be able to be used twice. I'm not exactly sure when you can use it 3 times. I think you need 4 stars, but don't quote me on that. Okay, so that's all for right now. Now I'm going to head outside, swap Tifa out for Barret, and Barret should only need 80 kills to get to his level 2.1 limit break. So just like Cloud, he's been one of our main attack characters, so it shouldn't take too long. Okay, so the Restore leveled up that Aeris had. So let's go take a look at Aeris' magic. So you can see that now she has Cure 2 available. And I even believe that Cure 2, yep, still has the ability ×2. So if we go to her materia, you can see Restore there at 25 100 AP probably got its level 2 star, and that allowed Cure 2 to be available. And it looks like we just have, 15,000 to go before we get regen available. But that's okay, I never really use regen. So, just a quick check of my Materias, see how the steel Materia is doing. Only 38,000 AP points left to go. Okay, and Barret gained Grenade Bomb, which is his level 2.1 limit break. So we'll just go set his limit to level 2. Right there. And it's actually kind of funny because you see how Barret has 5 MP left. Tifa had a whopping 0 AP left, or MP left, so I'm getting these limit breaks with very little MP left. But it's preventing me from using others, so that's nice. So now I'm actually going to leave here. I'm going to swap out... You know what? I'll actually take Barret with me. Why not? So, come on, climb up. Aeris is just not getting hit for some reason by the characters in the enemies in the Mithril Mines. But we're going to head over to the forest over here, because there's stronger enemies that we can encounter. Actually, I want to go to this one. And hopefully they'll be hitting Aeris. That way we can get her 2.2 limit break. Anyway, as I was saying, I want to run to this forest because there's enemies that you can encounter here. That I'm just going to move Aeris to the back row because they do quite a bit of damage. And now you could have grinded your limit levels in here. However, the characters, like I said, the enemies do a lot more damage. So when you're at a lower level, you see how my HP is higher now. When you're at a lower level, it is rather difficult. And of course, I'm stupid and did not put the Fury on Aeris. And you see the amount of damage that these characters are doing. And, just like clockwork, they're hitting Barret, they're gonna hit Cloud, and they don't want to hit Aeris. So I'm gonna fight the enemies in this forest, and I'll be back once Aeris has her 2.2 limit break. Unless I come across a certain Materia hunter who I've heard lurks in this forest, but I'm not sure. Okay, and there you see Aeris gain Fury Brand, which is her level 2.2 limit break, which is much better than her Breath of the Earth. Now, I haven't come across the Materia Hunter, but maybe we'll keep looking, and maybe we'll come across this supposed Materia Hunter. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, and here is that Materia Hunter, a mystery ninja. So what you want to do is you basically just want to attack, this looks like it's a girl, and you just want to attack her until you defeat her, just like most random enemies. And hopefully Grenade Bomb will do the trick. I think it's funny that Aeris is one of my strongest characters, and she's in the back row, and normally she's the mage who does your healing, but she actually has one of the highest strengths of my characters right now, because of her junction. I just think it's funny. You'll see the Mystery Ninja doesn't really do a whole lot of damage, and you just attack her, and you defeat her. A little bit of experience, a little bit of AP, and a little bit of gil. And you notice how she's just laying there in the field? Well, let's go talk to her. And wow, there was some really good music that the PlayStation version used to have. I can't believe they don't have it in the Steam version. Okay, now you have to answer the right answers, otherwise this character will leave and you'll have to fight him again. So first things first, you want to say not interested. And she'll do this menacing stuff. She wants to fight. So you want to say you're petrified, because she's kind of proud, and if you insult her too much, she will run away. So you want to tell her to wait a second. You want me to go with you? That's right. So you say, let's hurry, and she will join your party. And this is the character Yuffie. She's one of the 2 optional characters in the game. And as much as I'm glad to have acquired Yuffie, I'm kind of upset because I really like the music that the PlayStation version had, and I'm really kind of upset that they didn't put it in the Steam version. I mean, I like chasing the Black Cape Man, but Yuffie's theme was really good. Okay. So, we're going to just reconfigure some stuff. I'm going to put Cloud and Barret back in the front row, but I'm going to swap Barret out for Yuffie. Let's see here, Materia-wise, Yuffie has Throw, which I don't really care for, but we'll leave it here. Actually, I'll take it off because I'm going to exchange Barret's Materia with Yuffie. And he doesn't have enemy skill, so we'll give that to Yuffie at the moment. So she has Earth All, she has the Chocobo Lure to add experience to that, she has the enemy skill, the sense, and the heal. Okay, so Aeris and Cloud both have spots, so we'll take the Chocobo Lure off Yuffie, so we can put Throw back on, which helps with Vitality. I'm not really going to use it, but, you know, we'll just grow it for a little bit, see what happens. And we'll give Cloud the Chocobo Lure. One thing I'm not sure if you have to do, but I'm putting the long-range materia back in Aeris' weapon as opposed to her armor. I don't know if that makes any difference on actually being able to use the long-range attack feature of that materia. So, okay, so now that we have Yuffie, we can continue on with the game and go to another optional area, but I think first things first, I'm going to build up Yuffie's limit breaks to level 2.1, so I will show you the various limit breaks as I get them. And in case you didn't know what Fury Brand does, this is why it's an awesome, awesome limit break. Because Aeris takes her limit and transfers it to everyone else. Okay, and Yuffie gained Clear Tranquil, and Cloud actually gained Climhazzard, his level 2.2 limit break, so that was unexpected. That's nice. Okay, and I believe Cloud's Restore leveled up. Yep, so now Cloud has access to level 2. Okay, so now that Yuffie has Clear Tranquil, I'm gonna actually head back to, if I can find it, I believe it's over here. I'm actually gonna head back to the mines because the enemies there aren't as damaging, and I think I need to kill around 60 to get her level 2.1 limit break. So I will do that. So as I was saying, I will show you guys what Clear Tranquil looks like, and I'll also show you what Clemmie Hazard looks like. I know I didn't show you what everyone's level 2 looks like. I do apologize. But we're going to start over with the same old strategy of just having Yuffie use Mantra Magic until she has her 2.1 enemy skill. And I'll make sure to show you guys those limits. So here is what Clear Tranquil looks like. It's actually a nice little healing limit break, not an attacking one. And it restores HP, unfortunately, because it's a level 1 limit break. It doesn't restore at all, and it doesn't restore, I should say, MP. So, I'll keep going on, and next thing I'll probably wind up showing you is Climhazzard, Hazard, and then followed by Yuffie's level 2.1 acquisition. Okay, and here is Clemmie Hazard, which will hit one person, as opposed to Blade Beam, which will hit one, and then kind of diffuse some of the attack out to the other enemy in battle. Yep, you're done. And Landscaper. So, we'll go to limit. We'll set Yuffie to limit level 2. And now we're done with the Mithril Mines for probably the rest of the game. So I'm just going to exit the mine real quick. And now that everyone has their level 2.1, and 2 of my characters have level 2.2 limit breaks, we can be done with the grinding for a bit. So I just want... I really can't see. Well, off in the distance, that little dot on the map is Fort Condor, and that's our next destination. So I'm just going to use a tent real quick and heal my entire party. And Fort Condor we will go to next time. I was going to do it this time, but I am just a little tired at this point. And as you can see there, I've done probably about 3 hours worth of grinding today. So it does take some time, but it is worth it in the end. So I'll see you guys next time when we will head to Fort Condor and then Junon Harbor. And I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching.